Greetings, Sub-Furies. I am your supreme overlord, Mishka. Bow before me or die.
Mishka, what are you doing?
Yes, peasant?
I mean, you know that you can't
Dead. You are now very dead. Now I might have to find someone else to worship me. Any volunteers?
Hello, Sub-Furies! Yes, I did just step out of the shower, and yes, I am wearing pants. Why do people always ask that? All hail Mishka, you know he actually cloned me before he shot my previous self, so now I can continue making videos for him. Now, I was reading up on one of the coolest dragons in the entire series, the Bewilderbeast, and the really sad story about how Drago managed to control it. I mean, it's torturous and horrible and abusive and everything that Hickson fought against. And nothing better tells that story than the weapon that Drago carried throughout the movie, the Bullhook. You know, I hit my finger on the bookshelf when I fell down. Let's get started. The first thing that we see Drago Bludvist do in How to Train Your Dragon 2, hey, that rhymes, is his signature scream. Okay, not quite that, but his signature scream along with swinging his bullhook in an attempt to dominate Hookfang. This same bullhook is used throughout the movie to dictate orders and control other dragons, and in particular, the Bewilderbeast. Now, Drago might be a frightening dude with serious anger issues that never quite managed to master the art of opera singing, but the Bewilderbeast is huge. It's freaking massive. Being able to control it is one serious show of power. But the creators didn't just make up the Bullhook for a really cool weapon for a really evil villain. The Bullhook is something from our world, and it does not have a nice history at all. It finds its roots in India in the 5th and 6th century, where it was used to train elephants. And I use the word train as a really loose term there. They would do horrible things like hitting the creature on the head, behind the ears, on the trunk, and other unmentionables, all really sensitive areas for the elephant. That sort of horrible treatment and trauma as a young creature means that even when they grow up, they still learn to fear the Bullhook. Eventually, they fear the Bullhook so much that the trainer no longer even needs to really hit them with it. They can get it to do whatever they like just by raising it or showing it, like getting an elephant to do tricks, or in the case of the Bewilderbeast, fight. The same thing happened to Drago's alpha with his Bullhook. We know that he found the Bewilderbeast egg a long time ago and he trained and raised it himself. I just don't like saying it like that because he's evil. But we know that Bewilderbeasts are usually pretty docile and protective and want to defend other dragons, not hurt them. To use that Bullhook to train his alpha to be completely not that, Drago must have done some pretty horrible things with that weapon from a pretty young age to the Bewilderbeast. I mean, he terrified it so much that even when it was 100 times larger, it could have squished him any time, Bullhook or not. It doesn't, it still fears the Bullhook that much. I've said Bullhook a lot, right? Bewilderbeasts, by the way, are at least partially inspired by elephants. Generally large, protective, familial creatures that don't generally like hurting other people with large tusks and everything. Like a lot of dragons are inspired by other animals, like Toothless was by a cat. Of course, in case you didn't know, Mishka isn't actually a cat. He's actually a god, but he conceals himself in cat form, because if we actually saw what he truly looked like, it would burn us all to death. All hail Mishka! Drago only needs to swing the Bullhook around, like the motion of being about to strike it, to force it into obedience, to remind it of the pain from its childhood. Those bellowing yells that we hear him scream at the Bewilderbeast might have literally been him screaming down a roar or protest from the Bewilderbeast when it was just small. Though it's not just that, the swinging of the Bullhook when it goes through the air seems to make a sound that tends to mesmerize or calm dragons as he begins to dominate them. Something else interesting about the Bullhook that I discovered is that historically there have actually been a number of instances where an elephant trainer has dropped their Bullhook around the elephant. Seeing the Bullhook out of the trainer's hand means that they think that the trainer has lost control and they end up trampling and killing the trainer. And you know, I want to feel sorry for them, but Now, while the Bewilderbeast didn't kill Drago in the end of the movie, what is cool to point out is that the moment that the Bullhook is knocked out of Drago's hand is the precise moment that Drago begins to lose control of the Bewilderbeast. The Bewilderbeast actually begins to respond slower than it usually does to his commands. Drago losing the Bullhook was symbolic of him losing control. I just thought that was a really cool touch. Luckily, the Bullhook is outlawed in quite a number of states and countries across the world, though there are still some places that allow it to be used, which sucks. On a brighter note, it is time for Sub-Fury Art of the Week. This one coming from Artsy Attire, featuring the Singe Tail that we talked about just a couple of videos ago. I thought it was really cool and it was awesome to receive it from you. Once again, you're free to send me stuff that you've either made or written that you want me to see, either by email or by an actual address. It's all in the description below. I love seeing it, it's really cool, and it might just be shown on the channel. So thank you, Artsy Attire, this was really awesome to receive. But there we go, my question to you, Sub-Furies, is what was your favourite moment from How to Train Your Dragon 2? I know that mine was definitely not when Valka's Bewilderbeast ended up dying. In the meantime, feel free to follow me on Twitter, Wattpad, Facebook, email me, or send me stuff you made. The links in the description below. Stay nerdy, Sub-Furies, and I'll see you in the future.